But right now we're going to go to Houston World Cup 2026. He is the originator of Team Houston. He has been on the show many times before. I consider him a good friend. He's doing some really amazing work on the World Cup from an organic standpoint. And really, there may be two of them to my knowledge. I'm not sure. He is Jan-Luc Blackborn. He joins us now. And Jan-Luc, I want to reiterate to my audience, Team Houston, what it is, your organization, because I want them reminded what it is, and also tell them where they can get information on it to start the interview.
Okay, so they can go to team-houston.com. We started over a year ago as a bunch of, I say all the time, crazies. We are passionate about business, soccer, and Houston, and we felt that there was a need for more information around soccer in general, right? What the sport can do for you as a business, and then particularly the World Cup as a highlight. Having been and walked in Salvador in orange on my way to the Spain-Netherlands game, I'm hoping that we get that kind of experience here. But I felt, together with others over a year ago, that we were not even aware of what is coming, right? And so that turned into an effort where we are now going out and basically literally both online and in person are educating people on all the business opportunities around soccer. Not only the World Cup, right, but just going out and telling them, look, it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S. Pay attention. It's the Gen Z sport. It's the Latino sport. And it's the women's sport. So it's the sport with the biggest future in the United States.
Jan-Luc Blackborn, he's joining us, Team Houston. Jan-Luc, take us into, like everybody really focuses in on these World Cups, and it's going to be ever-changing. But the thing is, the reason we have the World Cup here is because of the love of the game in Houston, Texas. I think you've told me once we have 2 million-plus fans here, no question. Every nationality, every corner of the world probably is represented here in Houston. We got the World Cup in many ways because of the huge attendance out at Lone Star Sports and Entertainment out there at Energy Stadium, which is going to host the World Cup. But it's prior and after. I mean, soccer's not going to go away after this World Cup, which should be amazing. It should be a real fire starter, but it's not going to go away. It's still going to be here, and it's going to be a great thing to attach yourself to.
Yeah, and that's particularly our message, right? I mean, soccer is here 365 days a year. I mean, look, this is an example, right? I mean, today Monday, we're talking soccer, and tomorrow there's another thing, soccer, and every day there's something soccer going on in Houston. And therefore, I mean, with the multicultural city that we are, that everybody always talks about, I mean, we have some massive audiences. And for me, the biggest aha, and I mentioned this to you, was the famous Clásico, right? That was organized by La Liga and Walmart that happened in Escapade, where there were several thousand people showing up on a Sunday morning. And that, to me, is a proof that soccer is much more than the World Cup. Of course, the World Cup is the biggest event, and we say all the time it's an accelerator, right? So make your plans with soccer in mind, with the sport in mind, with the fan in mind, and have a plan that starts before and then during and after. And if you do that well, so you mentioned the 2 million fans that we have right now, the projections of growth for soccer are astronomous because of the World Cup. So let's say if there is a 50% growth, we're going to go from 2 million to 3 million, right? So if you're a business person and we're targeting the business community, which part of the world do you want to be in? You want to be in those markets, in those segments that are growing. And in Houston, the number is only going to be even bigger. We're one of the biggest soccer cities in the country. Not yet the biggest. I mean, LA and New York are doing spectacular numbers, but Houston is phenomenal. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, I mean, the most popular teams here are Barcelona and Real Madrid.
What a surprise. I would also say the teams in Monterrey are very, very important here in Houston because of the travel over the border, the proximity. We have a lot of people from Monterrey that support Tigres and Rayados. And good news for them, they're both in the semifinals of the Liga MX playoffs. I want to go back, though, to something you said which is very important, and that is new, unique fans, right? This World Cup will bring these indelible moments to people, and it will create, to your point, new, unique fans that will come to the sport for the first time.
Yes. So in there, I think as a business, right, I mean, you need to look at it in two ways. You're going to have the visitors, and those are sort of your temporary customers. They're going to bring you money. They're going to bring you a lot of cool stuff. They're probably going to bring you part of the experience. But the other ones is your at-home customers and maybe your new customers, right? This is an opportunity also for a place like this. I mean, to bring in new people who are going to experience, we say, 39 days of madness, right? It's going to be a journey. It's not 7 Super Bowls. No, it's going to be 39 days where every day something new is going to happen. Every day there's a new development. Every day people are on edge. And that is something very special, and people are going to experience that. And so if the United States team is going to do well, you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of interest of, let's say, the local non-soccer community basically stepping into what probably the Latino community already knows, but maybe the non-Latino community does not know enough, right?
Jan-Luc Blackburn joining us here. He is with Team Houston. All right, so Senate Avenue Brewing here. I mean, we all know that, and we've known this for a long time, a lot of the soccer fans are out in the suburbs, in the surrounding areas of central downtown Houston. Senate Avenue Brewing is going to be a spot for people in this area of town that may not want to go into the Fan Fest, may not be able to go to the game, and this can be a real focal and meeting point. We already have that with a lot of the clubs with watch parties on weekends. But that, to me, is very exciting. So we would call this a small to mid-level business, right? Probably a smaller business based on the amount of employees. It's a big operation, though, as we're in here. Speak to me about the small and mid-level businesses and what they can take away from this.
Well, first of all, I would say, I mean, a wake-up, right? And, we're doing the constant wake-up calls because we think that not enough of the small and medium business community has been notified about the opportunity, right? So again, it's a short-term opportunity and a long-term opportunity at the same time. And for places like this, I think they're going to do well because they already have a base understanding of the audience. But for a lot of people, this is a new opportunity, an opportunity where they can say, you know what, I would love to have Liga MX watch parties, or I want to have Premier League watch parties, or I want to do something with the Champions League, or even the MLS, right? So those kind of opportunities are now going to be exposed to more entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs are in that way, if they do a good job, if they plan well, they're going to create new customer audiences. And so I can tell you, I mean, having talked to, these kind of places, they know what they're doing. But there's a lot of places who have no idea, and they're asking a lot of questions. They're asking questions like, can I do a watch party? Can I just put something on a TV? Can I sell merch? So there's so many questions that we are trying to answer to the best of our abilities. And we think as we get closer, more and more detailed questions are going to come. And you're going to see, I think, lots and lots of watch events across the city because this is a very big city. Next week we're talking to the Chamber of Commerce in the Woodlands. That's a whole area that maybe up to a few weeks ago was not per se actively thinking about all of this. But I think we got a little trigger in there. Good. And that has changed. And we're on to probably more locations where we're going to do the same thing.
All this awareness creating is great for the game. Jan-Luc Blackburn joining us here, Team Houston. Okay, so you are always heavily engaged with great data and great bits of data. Take us into some of the most interesting data around World Cup 2026 for Houston right now.
So, the most interesting data is that, as I said, right, I mean, the international teams are the most prominent teams. So what we see here in Houston is a fan base of a couple of million people that are primarily Premier League, Liga MX, and La Liga. And then somewhere at the bottom, right, I mean, shows up our friends from the Dynamos. So This is a very international market, so we have some very interesting data on that. We are now working with our partner on this, Raskasse, a German company, to create, and we'll be launching that probably later this week, to create host city reports so we can give insight to who is the fan in Houston, who is the fan in Boston and in LA and in Miami. And the same we're going to do for some of the key visiting countries so that we know who are the Brits that are coming, right? I mean, what is it that they do like, so that we can help, again, all these businesses to anticipate on what is going to happen in those 39 days. And I mean, right now, for example, the Champions League is sort of like the number one sports event here in Houston if it gets measured. The World Cup is still not yet there, right? I mean, you would think it would be sort of like on the number one spot, but it isn't yet. So there's still work to be done on overall awareness for the World Cup, right? So some of us who are close to it think that everybody knows, but do a little bit of checking, work to be done still. And it will naturally grow, of course. But that is, for somebody who comes from Europe, right? I mean, it's somewhat surprising to see that that is not yet top of the list.
Yeah, that is a bit surprising. We got 2 more minutes here. Let's knock it out with you. I do want to talk a little bit about the small business. What would you recommend right now to a small business if they wanted to attach themselves to the World Cup and to all these potential clients?
So I would tell them, right, I mean, don't wait. I mean, we have a lot of people who are saying, I need to wait until Friday because Friday I'm going to know everything. And we're telling people, no, you're only going to know the first round, right? So don't wait. I mean, there's no reason to wait. I mean, dig in, understand who the soccer fans are. We have a lot of tools on our website that people can download for free so you can familiarize yourself with the sport. Start doing things. I think that's the most important thing. For places who have not done watch parties or watch event, just start doing it, right? Take the Premier League, take the Champions League, and begin.
Or you could sponsor Soccer Matters.
So you can sponsor Soccer Matters. I mean, there is we say to people there is opportunities to give and there's opportunities to take, right? I mean, you can get business from soccer, but you can also contribute. I mean, you had earlier on people talk about coaching and youth. Mm-hmm. Right? Companies can do many things. They can, and this is the other thing. I mean, if this is the biggest sport or going to be one of the biggest sports, you can contribute at every level in the pyramid. And understanding those levels, so develop your understanding, seek your crowd, engage. Don't wait. Come to us with in February to a Dynamo game. Come with us to a Dash game. Start looking and start sponsoring or supporting the local soccer.
Go to a Rice College women's game. Go to a U of H women's game. Go out and watch some of the talent in all these youth programs in the city that are scattered all over the place. The 2 gentlemen that were just in here, Josh Gardner and Arturo Alvarez, are homegrown from the Houston fields and are now dictating and are decision makers in player development. It's really outstanding, and the stories are everywhere.
Yeah, and I would imagine that they would support the business community to support them, right? And so there is a lot of businesses out there that are asking us right now, how can we engage? And there we tell, right? I mean, it's not only the World Cup where you can engage with the sport. And then there's certainly a whole lot more opportunities, maybe also more affordable opportunities.
All right. Outside of the Netherlands, because you're Dutch, so I got to take that one off the table. What team would you like to see here in Houston from an international perspective? In the draw Friday.
I lived in Brazil, so I mean that's my second choice.
I know Josh said the same thing. Everybody's saying Brazil.
Yeah, so
because they're fun-loving. It's party. It's samba.
It's party. It's samba. I think if you look
Jogo
at
Bonito.
The Jogo Bonito, but I think also you need to look at the fan experience, right? I mean, what are these teams bringing? Of course, some of the teams are going to bring great soccer, but some of the teams are going to bring great fan bases. And I think that is also going to be a big eye-opener for the Americans just to see what's possible when a crazy crowd comes to town and is just here for the fun, right? I mean, they're here for soccer, but they might not even go to the stadium. And that is a big element that I hope is going to be one of those phenomenal, nice orange moments we're going to enjoy.
Jan-Luc, as always, tremendous job. Team Houston. I met him at the beginning when this was an idea, and now I've seen it come to fruition. That was about over a year ago.
Yep.
You've been working so hard.
More to come
doing
also.
a lot of good work, and I think we're having a lot of fun doing it as well.
Absolutely, every time.
He's Jan-Luc Blackburn. He is Team Houston. We're going to take a break here as we go to break here.